Yo guys, what's going on? It's Catman227 here, and I'm back with some more gameplay breakdown on Junkensteins Revenge, and today we are taking a look at the first support in this series, Ana. And Ana, in my opinion, is easily the best support in this game, potentially, if you can land your shots. Obviously, I don't have to tell you she's a sniper. You have to snipe your own teammates and actually land your shots in order to not only do damage to the enemy, but also to heal your teammates. So just keep that in mind. I'm not going to talk about the whole aiming thing. Just keep in mind that you actually have to aim and land your shots in order to actually heal your team. So just keep that in mind as we go through all of this. But she has potentially the highest amount of healing because she's really good at, well, I mean, she's a sniper, so she's really good at sniping enemies. Even though her sniper doesn't do headshots, it does pretty moderate damage to, to enemies, minus bosses, obviously. But she's really good for crowd control. I really think that if you're playing Ana, you pretty much have the exact same target priority as a Widowmaker, which would be regular Zomnics and Zombirators, but mostly Zombirators, like the one I just shot. But where she really shines is her supportive capability, which obviously would be aiming, and her ultimate, and her Bionade. But the Bionade is probably the most important utility for you to utilize for her. Now, it's going to require a lot of overall game sense and a lot of skill to pull off every single technique that I am about to tell you. Okay, so the way that you need to do this is shoot the little Zomnics like what you see me doing here. And overall, just kind of genuinely keep an eye on everything. You're kind of like the scouter for your team. So what I'd be looking to do in this kind of scenario is kind of take a semi-high ground, like where I'm standing right now is probably the best spot for Ana to stand. There's really no other spot that I can think of that would be any better for her to stand except for right here. So if you're playing as Ana, you probably want to stand where I'm standing in this video clip. Unless, directed to do otherwise by your team. But she's really good for communication. She's a good spotter. She can tell you, hey, Riptire coming in from here, because sometimes not all your teammates hear when the Riptire comes out. I know Junkrat says fire in the hole, and then you can kind of listen, but sometimes there's a lot of shit going on, and there's a lot of sound effects. And if you're playing endless mode, you're probably not going to hear that call out the first time. So it's going to be up to you guys to communicate, which is what we're doing in this video clip. So obviously, we've got three snipers. We've got Widow, we've got Hanzo, and then there's me on Ana. So we have a lot of spotters, but Hanzo's going to be focused more on crowd control and focusing more on bosses, while Widowmaker is going to be more of your spotter, and you're going to be a spotter for her. So if you're running an Ana Widow, then Hanzo should not be shooting the Riptire at all. He should be focused completely on other things, while Ana and Widow deal with the Riptires. Now, you can throw a nade at it, and it will instantly break it. The Riptire, that is. But I do not recommend doing that. I would much rather somebody just shoot it, because, like I said, Ana, you don't have to wait for a wind-up shot like you do with Widow. Widow, you're going to need to wait for your gun to charge and then take the shot. So, and you see, I threw the nade at the Riptire, missed, and that's why it's not a good idea. Because now, if I needed some emergency healing, then I don't have any to give, if you see what I'm saying. Now, I see a lot of Anas also do this, and they use the nade to heal their team, which is decent. It's not really a bad way. If you're missing a bunch of shots and your teammate's half dead, then yeah, go ahead, throw a nade. I get that. However, this boss right here, the monster, that's what you should be waiting to use the nade on. So when you see him do that, when you see him take his little puff and start healing, you want to either try to sleep dart him if you're close enough, because you kind of have to be pretty close range to sleep dart him in time to stop the animation. But as soon as you see him take a puff out of that canister, you should be throwing the nade at him to stop him from healing. And this is going to help you tremendously in Endless, because if you time it right, you can actually hit multiple Roadhogs at once. I think you can hit up to 5 if the situation is right. So that's going to be like your typical thing in Endless, is hitting about 5 Roadhogs if you're patient enough, and maybe even a couple of others. But the nade doesn't really affect them as much as it affects Roadhogs. So you should really be looking to nade a Roadhog before he starts healing. Now, of course, if you need to heal your teammates, like you absolutely need to heal your teammates, then by all means, shoot or throw the nade. That's fine. And there you go. See, look, I missed it again, and it didn't fully kill it. So there's a good reason right there why you should not throw the nade. And then earlier in the clip, if you saw, I did actually shoot it and kill it with the actual gun itself by just aiming at it. So it's definitely much easier to shoot it than it is to nade it, because obviously nading means you can't shoot it or you can't throw it at the Roadhog to stop him from healing. Now, Nano Boost is the last thing I'm going to talk about, because it's very important in this game mode. I know in multiplayer, like in PvP, Genji and Ana, the Nano Blade, is very strong. Very strong. But not here, unfortunately. Unfortunately, here it's not good. So what I'd be like, let's just use this game for an example. Since I'm Ana, who would I be looking to Nano Boost? Like, if you're in Endless, which this is not Endless, but let's just say it was Endless. Out of the people that we currently have here, who would I be looking to Nano Boost? And that would possibly be Torb. And let me explain why. Everybody would say, well, definitely not Widow, because Widow, just has to rely on hitting every single shot, and she's just not going to be able to put out that much significant damage. Now, if she's a really, really, really good Widow that hits every single shot and never misses, then yeah, wait till a boss comes out, then Nano Boost the Widow, and she can deal massive damage. But I would be looking to do the Torb. Now, everybody would say, well, why do the Torb over the Hanzo? Well, because Hanzo's ultimate is not affected by the Nano Boost. And neither is Torb's ultimate, but Torb can spam his shots, as opposed to both Widow and Hanzo, who have to charge their shots. So you'd be doing a lot faster and a lot higher DPS by Nano Boosting the Torb. Now, Bob, if you have an Ashe, don't Nano Boost the Ashe. I see so many people do that. It does not increase Bob's damage at all. You have to Nano Boost Bob himself. A lot of ultimates like that you shoot out, it doesn't increase the damage. Pharah's Rocket Barrage, however, would, but Pharah isn't in here, so you can't really reliably use her. So, another good Nano Boost target would be probably Soldier and Cassidy. Cassidy's another really good one. And I don't remember who I Nano Boosted here. I can't really see. I do think it was, yeah, it was Lightning, and Lightning's playing Hanzo. I believe that's Lightning on Hanzo. No, that's Duke. Okay, anyway. Yeah, but anyway. But Hanzo's not bad to Nano Boost. It's really not. I'm making it a little worse than it needs to be. But it's just one of those things where you need to kind of prioritize DPS over anything. So you kind of just have to learn in time who does more DPS than the other with Nano Boost. Like, who can shoot the damage faster. Whoever can put out more damage quicker, that's the one you should be looking to Nano Boost. But anyway, if you guys have enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know which character you want me to do next, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Later.